It's Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. YK in the building. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. I'm going to cotton chalet. Not saying something.
You can't have a boring day now. You can't have a boring chalet.
But you know, I really have to think about these things. And since I haven't, my daughter, you know what her Valentine present was?
Okay, what was it?
From her husband. He took the children out for the day.
Oh,
and she sent me a text that I don't even know what to do with myself.
So you can't picture your life without the kids now. They have them with you.
You know, so he went, and then the kids missed her so much. When the husband came back, his eyes were red like that. Your view. He had a nightmare that I refused to talk about.
Are you for real?
They're used to it.
So they didn't have the romantic dinner, thingy.
No, that was romantic enough for her. But when I said, I know that was my Valentine present too. I said, okay, I understand. Because when they were with me, I needed Valentine presents too.
You appreciate it at that time. Nima, how you doing?
I'm fine. YK will kill me, but let me just before I take the shout out.
Yes, now let's find out about you, how the kids, how the family.
So it's been a tough weekend.
How is Mr. Zibiri?
He's fine.
Any Valentine?
He's killing me with
What, there's no Valentine?
No, we don't do Valentine's.
Okay.
In fact, I got a gift and he made sure it was on Monday. So that I will not mistake it that I started the tradition in our house. Cash.
Hey! It's a matter of cash.
So my son and his father went to a restaurant in Festac. And when he walked in, he looked at it like, oh, wow, a restaurant. There's a way he pronounced it very foreign, like this. And then they now brought the menu for him for the dad to place his orders. So he placed his orders and the person was just leaving. Now called, please excuse me, please come. Do you have, he now looked as if he could read. Do you have golden mon? So this our addiction to golden mon is long overdue. I think they should now come and endorse him. He takes it up at least 6 times daily.
Oh, wow.
After every meal, he must take it. Before he sleeps, I'm trying, it's 4 now, I'm going 5. I think he should have dropped it. It's for babies. But
oh, my goodness. Kids are like that. How you doing, Mariam? Anything interesting happening?
I still have shout out, but
let's greet you first, then we'll come to our shout out.
Okay. Nothing interesting, but there's just something I've noticed, and it's been on my mind for so long. You know, usually when LASMA is not on the road, there's traffic and mayhem everywhere. So, you know, when you get off the express and the road when you join Ikosi-Ketu, it's always jam-packed. You know, sometimes it will take me almost as long as from my house to that particular spot to move onto Ikosi to get into TVC. But today, the LASMA was there and it was free-flowing. I've always thought that there was a problem with that place. It's just Nigerians refusing to follow, you know, and give another person space. So I was thinking, and I've mentioned it before, can't we all be involved in traffic warding in some way? Let me tell you how. Let's have an app. You are in your car and somebody misbehaves. Just take a short video and then send it to LASMA office. They will call the person. They have the person's name or find the person or send the person to court. Do you understand?
Police, because we are going to be the police of the
yes, for each other.
You know, what I was going to say, Miriam, is sometimes I'm in such bad traffic. If I'm not in the car alone, I will get down. I will start directing traffic.
Exactly. That's what we did
because you will be there for hours.
That's the life of a Lagosian. We have to run, but let's take a few shots.
Okay, it's Oyindamola Kinkugbe's 40th birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And it's also her husband's birthday. They are all the way in somewhere, San Antonio, Texas. Okay. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah, Mariam, do you have any?
No, that was the same one I had.
Ah, okay, cool.
Where do you people see this shout out?
They send it to us.
Are you online?
I
Oh my God!
I didn't even read my own.
YK, how is?
I'm not checking my own.
Okay.
Sometimes we have to run. Okay. We run out of time. That's all we can take on this. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
With the punch, strike hits varsities hard. Students battle filth, water, power problems. Picture here, police deploy 6,000 operatives in the northwest, north central over banditry. Lagos hotelier wife jailed 40 years over spiritual cleansing fraud. Ogunman arrested for stabbing wife to death alleging infidelity. After forfeiting embezzled money, Yari should be prosecuted, says Sands and others. Female serial convict jailed 3 years for issuing dot check. Abiodun hosts 5 northern governors over headsmen attack. Petrol subsidy may hit 11.2 billion naira per week. And Buhari National Assembly governors hail Okonjo-Iweala's emerges as WTA boss. Okay, which story are we taking?
Major headline.
Major headline, let's start with that.
Okay, so because the non-academic staff are still on strike and the students have resumed already, you know, nobody to operate certain facilities within school. According to the Punch report, in schools like University of Calabar, University of Jos, they've had their toilets, water, and electricity unmanaged. The students are now having to raise money. In University of Calabar, they are paying cleaners that they bring from outside to come clean their hostels. Piles of waste uncollected in their hostels now. In Unijos, you have to use White House. They call it White House those days. You know, resort to self-help in the bush. Because
they fetch their water in the morning to have their baths, and at night they go and defecate in the bush. It's very sad.
There was a human...
The hotelier, you wanted to take it?
Okay,
take
you
it? No.
take it.
The hotelier and his wife, they defrauded a woman she got into a taxi with them, and in the taxi, they started talking about the bag with the dollars, and then they said to the woman was in the taxi, so they said to her, since you have listened to our conversation, you have to go and do cleansing. And then they proceeded to defraud her of 53 million. And some
53,713,260 naira.
declare the account.
Declare that.
But this is a popular trade in Lagos. Is it Lagos?
They use the money to build a hotel in Ikorodu.
Yes.
Nice, fine hotel.
So she was able to find them. We're looking for some of them.
Anyways, we have to move on. But we've seen that show of preparedness by the police. They're deploying 6,000 operatives to the northwest, north central, over the banditry. I mean, it's long overdue.
Yep.
We saw the display at the toll gate the other day, and we're hoping that that same display should be shown.
In the same vein, the governor of Kaduna State
attack these bandits across the country.
Governor of Kaduna State was decrying the level of banditry now, saying that they no longer target just civilians. They go at military vehicles, patrol. They attack military soldiers, and you know the audacity now is of
and they're all emboldened, so they're actually going to these places where the army barracks to actually attack them. Moving on now to the nation, North governors in Ibadan over growing ethnic tension. Bandits now attack soldiers, says El Rufai. We just mentioned that. Omisore picks APC membership card. Eligible Nigerians to pre-register for COVID-19 vaccine. Okonjo-Iweala, I will take WTO to greater heights. I found it quite emotional, the major headline, that the northern governors came down to, but you have that story.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
So 4 of the northern governors, the governors of Kebbi State, Kano, Niger, and Zamfara State were received by the Oyo State governor. And really, this is just to help douse the tension there, you know, their ethnic tensions within Oyo State and Ibadan, given the clash that just happened. And so they're going on a tour, and they're going to talk with the Hausa communities and the different, you know, communities within that area to just help calm everyone down. And I think it's a good move to have them physically there as well. You know, it shows they're serious about that, and we know the impact of letting tensions like this escalate. So it's good
I mean, when I saw the headline and I saw the pictures yesterday, I'm really I'm happy.
Yes.
Because this is what
we understand.
You see, we need your physical presence and contribution. That's what Professor Wole Soyinka was saying. That the president's announcement conversation around this makes us know that yes, he's on top of it.
Not
but when
his announcement through a press secretary or through, but himself talk to us passionately.
Yes.
You know, because for me, we should all evidence of war should be
immediately.
Yeah.
So you can't choose when, you can't give it a 2 weeks response. Garba Shehu was on some news and he said that the president is well aware of the level of insecurity and is on top of it.
Exactly. And that, concerned. Concerned.
He's calling on the police to prosecute the arrested bandits or Fulani headsmen. You know, saying that some people have been arrested and they're undergoing trial. the ACF, the Arewa Consultative Forum, so if you want to make it ethnic, his own people asked him to publish names and show us how, because if you're on top of it, the level of injustice of, when an insecurity has happened and then nothing, the victims just keep looking like this, will get us to where we are.
That was the major headline in Vanguard. I was going to wait to get to Vanguard to take that story, but let's move on very quickly to Daily Sun. Okonjo-Iweala, former finance minister, shines. We're going to talk about her a bit later. She's a hot topic today. Agbaso floors Korocha. Gunmen kill police inspector in Delta, cut away service rifle. Shasha crisis, IGP redeploys special forces. FG inaugurates 17-man committee on community safety. And 2023, Jonathan promotes PDP, cautions politicians. Okay, which story are we taking here? Delta State. What happened? Gunmen killed police inspector.
So these gunmen attacked a church called the attacked a New Generation Church in Igueli in Delta State. They said that onlookers said that they just came there, and when they sighted the particular police officer who had come as an escort to a particular female VIP, they saw him, they shot at him, and went away with his rifle. There's no report yet on what the cause for that attack was, but, that's what happened. Obviously, it looked like they had come to do something, and when they saw him, he posed the threat, and they left.
All right, moving on very quickly to Vanguard. Produced evidence of criminal headsman trial. That's what Nima was saying earlier, because everybody is saying, you're telling us you've arrested. What's your evidence? Shasha crisis, IGP deploys 4 riot police squadrons and chopper. Occupy Lekki toll gate. Sanwo-Olu orders investigation into alleged assault on protesters. Benue closes school as 5 students suffer strange ailments. Nigeria security architecture being rejigged, says service chiefs. COVID-19 FG to vaccinate 109 million Nigerians in 2 years, says PTF. Okay, which story are we taking? You wanted to readdress the major headline you talked about earlier?
So when the Northern Elders Forum, the Middle Belt Forum, and the ACF all called on the presidency to show how these people are being prosecuted. The continuous silence on one side, and then sometimes when other people start to react, that then they said no, they are inciting, continues to get us to this point of self-help. We must see action immediately. Such an injustice has happened in any region of the country. When anybody is attacked in any part of the country, immediately the president must get up, and we must see a reaction. We must have a strong stand beyond body language against such levels of injustice, so we don't get to what we experienced in Shasha. Shasha was a small issue blown out of proportion, and see where it got us.
Who has the Benue story? Benue closes school as 5 students suffered strange ailments.
Okay, go on, Wiki.
No, they've just closed the school because 5 students have fallen ill with something they call paralysis, not paralysis, but paralysis. And they are thinking they've ruled out polio, and they say it's Orekpo syndrome.
That's what the commissioner said.
I've never heard of it.
Me too.
And so they've closed the school to just be on top of it. But what I wanted to take was that the 109 million Nigerians, they say, will be vaccinated in 2 years. Out of the 206 million Nigerians in Nigeria. It's going to take 2 years to give us this vaccination.
The UK have now vaccinated successfully about 17 million residents of their country. So,
and they are saying, that they have heard that Ebola is on the horizon.
In Guinea, they have not heard 5 cases.
So they are making their own airports. Well, you see, that's Ebola. If you should enter Nigeria like this, I will not step out of my house like this. Because that one is on the spot, it will kill you. You can still take ginger. You will not see me.
Let me take my ginger
I won't take, because I will be afraid. Where you can pass it through the phone.
Nigerian Tribune as well. I don't know. I'm telling you.
Just diseases and viruses, everything just flying about.
They said that COVID couldn't work in Africa.
Bring Ebola back. They can't survive that Ebola. They will just be dying like hen.
Anyway, let's move on.
It's Chinch will be dying like.
Shasha, Mayhem, Kano, Kebbi, Niger, Zamfara governors in Ibadan to meet Makinde. Niger State, yes. LCC speaks on bank deaths, ownership, fate of over 500 workers. Troops kill 81 Boko Haram fighters in Sambisa and lose 1 soldier. And gunmen kill 4, burn 28 houses in Plateau. Okonjo-Iweala, we'll talk about that a bit later, nominated judges to appeal court. SBNLF kicks, rejects list on religious grounds. Okay, which story are we taking here?
In Plateau State, the 4 people were killed. 28 houses were burnt in Basa local government, and the killer Fulani is reported. Killer Fulani headsmen are suspected to have carried out this attack, and you know, it's just. For me, I've read many times, almost every year, nearly more than twice or 3 times a year, especially in Basa local government, about killings like this. And of course, it's just another call for help. We need to do something about this killer headsmen. So we see the police has done released thousands of police officers, and we hope that this would make a difference in areas like this.
To round up, LCC, that's the owners of the Lekki Toll Gate, have said that the managing director had a press briefing saying that they have existing bank debts and they are worried about the fate of over 500 workers as compelling reasons to resume work at the toll gate, and they are appealing to Nigerians to please allow them resume work because these workers are their responsibility and is to ensure that they have to pay back all their bank debts. Okay, that's all we can take on Front Page Review. The hottest news right now is Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Our phone lines are ready. Yay! Whoop, 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 whoop. So you can call in, send your congratulatory messages to her or your thoughts about the whole appointment that she has and what it means for Africa and women in the world at large. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala has recently been appointed the new chief of the World Trade Organization, becoming the first woman to ever lead the Switzerland-based institution and the first African citizen to take on the role. To join the conversation, you can call us on 081-270-53687 or 091-390-76948. Or you can tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your VTV so we can read your tweets. It's going to take me some time to get used to these numbers, but let me say it one more time. 081-270-53687. I'm sure we'll probably scroll on the screen. And 091-3907-6948. Right, so, I mean, let me start with the ladies before we start taking calls. So, Dr. Ngozi, we were all expecting this announcement since last year when the whole thing started. And after Biden became president, we're quite optimistic that he would endorse her, which he did. In your view, this appointment, what does it mean to you as a woman first and to us as Africans? And how do you think we can learn or even appreciate this entire appointment and see how we can interpret it into our own leadership role and leadership style here in Africa? YK, you want to start?
I just want to say, I think Okonjo-Iweala, she's been a role model to a lot of ladies, and she's a hardworking woman.
Yeah.
And she's very, what's the word? She believes in what she's doing. I can't think of the word right now.
Confident.
No, she's dedicated. I mean...
Committed.
When they kidnapped her mother a few years ago, because of her policies.
Yes.
Her policies were affecting some criminal elements. They kidnapped her mother. Exactly. She didn't even budge. She believed in what she was doing. She was ready to face the consequences. And her mother totally understood. You know, that is what people should try to emulate. Because I have always admired her. She's a very I've met her once, very down-to-earth lady. She's no airs about her. You know, so I'm very happy for her. Right. And I'm stop thinking, oh, because our own person is there, she's there to do her work. She's not there to aid Nigeria into greener pastures. She's there, she has a job she's going to do.
Yes, yes. Well, I mean, so let me come to the ladies. I mean, what are your thoughts about
So
this announcement?
when the bid for the office was ongoing, I just used to check in the morning online to see whether it's been confirmed. So I'll check because I know this particular website, Wikipedia, would have upgraded. And when I checked yesterday night, she had become the 7th Director-General of the World Trade Organization. So I now saw all the offices she's held over time. This is a woman whose path to her career's success and growth was constant and consistent. So I sat and looked back at a lot of Nigerian women who have this same drive, but don't have the support. She has a husband who is not in competition with her. He's not even waved by what she's, pushing for and, successful at. I saw someone saying yesterday, I'm proud of her. And I looked at him and said, your wife cannot even do business successfully without you saying she must not get money more than me.
So there's more.
So there's more. I wish that, our men...
Thank you. That's another part, angle. I'll come to, we'll build on that.
Okay.
Let me come to get Mariam's initial thoughts here.
Yeah, so, apart from what everyone has said, which is, of course, being the first woman is something that I'm sure women across the world are very proud about. But the World Trade Organization, for many Nigerians and for many people, I feel that when we talk about these world organizations, they're just like letters to us, WTO, WHO, like of what importance is it really? And, I watched some of her interviews towards her appointment recently, and she was saying that, well, it's important that we all are aware that World Trade Organization is about trade, and trade happens everywhere and happens in Africa as well. But that trade in Nigeria and Africa especially is at a subsistent level. So it's mainly micro, small, medium enterprises. And usually with organizations like this, they tend to, they have like a more Eurocentric point of view. So for someone who is African, who's been part of the African growth and trade, she'll be able to make impact in such a way that their laws will better reflect how it can impact Africa. Differently because of the level in which we do business. Also, she talks about the number of women who are involved in trade in Africa. Women make up a huge chunk of those in the micro, small, medium enterprises. So their laws, she's saying that she's going to make sure that their laws are being updated to encompass.
I watched that press briefing, and I was quite impressed with quite a few things that she wanted to do. But what was disheartening, however, was a message I saw from a group about the Swizz paper. Let me read this to you, and I'll read it verbatim. The Swizz newspaper headlines the nomination of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala for the WTO Director-General as the grandmother will become the new boss of WTO. Now, critics are saying that if it had been a white man, the title would have been Harvard economist, ex-World Bank managing director, and ex-minister of finance. That would have been tagged. Now, my worry, therefore, is the acceptance of her, not just a woman, but a black African becoming the boss of the WTO. Because they finally did a headline in Switzerland that this 66-year-old Nigerian, when they now adjusted, after calling her a grandmother, they now adjusted and said this 66-year-old grandmother, this 66-year-old Nigerian will head WTO, not even giving her adequate credit for what she has done. And the fact that she's a Harvard graduate.
So she sits on the board of a lot of, even on Twitter, she sits on the board of Twitter, she sits on the board of the Standard Chartered Bank. She has some things that,
pedigree.
That they should,
so the point, the conversation I'd like us to also build on is, how does a woman get respect, adequate respect for what she has done? Because obviously, not just locally, but internationally, they still look at, this woman, black woman, how in the world did she get to this position? But her credentials is not enough. The fact that she's a woman is all they see.
I think it's the same.
I don't think it's just that she's a woman, but a black woman as well. That is not. Then to make matters worse, black African. Hey, so she has so many
odds
negatives according to them against her. Is what's our own? We are used to it. It's how we will overcome it. I think.
Right.
I was also going to say maybe this is the year of the women. America got their first female vice president. these people.
We've had a few first five presidents recently, but let's go on a quick. When we come back, we'll hear your thoughts. I'd like to hear. It's been a while. Heard of our callers. Please nice. Call us. Stay on the break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we are still on celebrating Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. So there are three matters we've talked about earlier. First, you raised the issue of the fact that support system for women across Africa. We don't have, lots of men are saying, congratulations, we are proud of you. But we ask that same man, would you support your wife to that level? That's point one. Point two, gender. How is she being appreciated? How are credentials internationally being appreciated for who she is and not because she's a grandmother or somebody's wife? That's number two. Number three, the Nigerians obviously across the world are appreciated because we have a list of Nigerians heading top organizations in the world. We have Akinwumi Adesina, President of the African Development Bank. We have Amina J. Mohammed, 5th Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations. Chile Ogwe Osuji, President of the International Criminal Court. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, now the Director-General of the WTO. So we do have leaders. We do have credible leaders. Well, how can we get leadership right? So these are three areas I'd like us to build on a bit, which you can pick anyone that you feel comfortable with.
I initially wanted to respond to you saying, how will she deal with, being accepted because she's African and she's a woman? The way I've seen her over time, just as YK said earlier, she's a simple person. She's an achiever, not a diva, that kind of mentality. She walks into a crowd in such simplicity, you don't even see the CV all over her. If you get one small woman achieve small thing, the world will hear it. But it's not an Okonjo, it's not her style. Not even when she was minister. I remember when she was defending removal of subsidy and all of that at the time, when she was Minister for Finance. The simplicity with which she climbs on the podium, respectfully drops her point, is something that is exemplary to every woman. So she's someone who would answer every criticism against that person without insults. She's someone I know would handle it well.
We have our first caller. Since the fire, our very first caller. You deserve a gift.
Yep. Yes.
We have to forgive something. Or do
since we moved to this studio.
Since we moved to this studio. Yeah. But really, okay, that's
okay. Yes, we had callers.
We had callers. Since we moved to this studio, yes. Oduwale, are you there?
Yes, good morning.
Woo! Congratulations! Yeah. We're so excited to have you on. How are you doing?
I'm fine, man.
Yes.
You guys are how things go.
Great. Let's hear your view. Go ahead. What's it called?
Hello?
Oduwale?
Yes, I believe this woman has bring the word of encouragement to women as a whole.
Yes.
And this shows that female leadership may even be better than male leadership, if I may say.
True.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
And this woman, even I'm proud of you, ladies, at your view.
Okay, so we're having network issues.
What he said was, this shows that female leadership may even be better than male leadership.
So we start preparing our minds for 2023. Like female leader, any leader. We have leaders amongst us. We can do this thing.
I think Nigerians have proven over time, I mean, not just recently, that, we're able, we're intelligent, we're smart, we're dedicated, we have integrity. And sometimes it comes across, sadly, that the world outside seems to see that better and appreciate us better than in our homes. But, what they say about the prophet in his own home, you're appreciated outside better. I mean, only recently with Biden's, the United States of America president, we know that his cabinet is also made up of quite a few number of Nigerians. So we're really proud of her, but we're not surprised now. This is who we are. We do things like this, and we just hope that at home that we now create an environment for every other Nigerian to thrive. The Okonjos, they had good education, probably good family support system, good background. Some of them also have schooled abroad and things like that. But we want for those who are homegrown and who do not have the resources or the access to travel abroad to also be able to make something of themselves within
Someone
Nigeria.
like Ibukwa Woshika will tell you, I'm homegrown, I'm fully Nigerian made. You know? And these are people who've seen exemplary leadership. So the truth is that we have the capacity. Let me take Mariam. I have a Mariam from Kaduna. Good morning. Hello, Mariam. Hello, Mariam, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please. You're live on TV. Go ahead, Mariam.
Yeah. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Yeah, Mary, I'm calling from Kaduna.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
I hear you.
Yeah, I just want to congratulate Okonjo-Iweala for being the first woman to occupy a position like that. We're so proud of her and we wish her all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Mariam. Thank you very much, Mariam.
So Mariam said we should create more opportunities. Let's just first of all thank whoever from the East decided within the party not to play politics, but nominate a person, a technocrat with integrity like Okonjo. Because we see when politics is played, you now start to try to settle party members. We sacrifice quality, merit at that point. But since that opportunity was given to her, even though it was a political appointment at the time, she came in and then she did her job. She faced work, she faced affront. She didn't go down trying to make, because those things are a lot of times distracting. That's why we are where we are. We have some of the best qualities of leadership around us, but we will not go there. We have to do, you know, we have to play ethnic, we have to play a lot of that.
So thank you for taking us there, because it starts from the grassroots. If we bring in credible leaders from the grassroots, gradually build them up, support them to that point. Let me take Yakub in the building. We missed you, Yakub.
Good morning, Morayo.
How you doing?
Sister Anima, good morning. Miriam, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank God, finally we are overcome these NSAS issues. Because it is unfortunate for a long time now we could not be able to contribute our own thoughts. But alhamdulillah, I give thanks to God Almighty Allah, because this is a program that giving us opportunity to say whatever we can say, because not all of us will have opportunity to be in that studio. Morayo, I give you kudos for you leading this kind of a program, because you have touched a lot of people's lives in this country. God will continue to bless you all. People saying that, Morayo, you see, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, I listened to her on one of the radio this morning. She mentioned some certain things. One of it is e-commerce. The other one is digital economy. And then we are in a country whereby our central bank, I'm sorry to say this, they are trying to ban the cryptocurrency. How do you go about digital economy if you are not banned cryptocurrency? This is a former finance minister, and then she has had a lot of organizations. Morayo, mark my word today. I saw this woman become Nigerian president one day. Because this is a woman that if we give her support, she can be able to take this Nigeria to the great level, because she has everything in her. Look at it. She's one of the leaders in the world today. Whether they like it or not, they can be able to say, Africa is this. What we need is that she's already get to that position. Nothing anyone can do. Good morning, and God bless you all.
Thank you. So we're going to wrap up on this because the truth is that we're not focusing her now on her economic policies, which we will do. At some other time, we'll have a conversation around her plans. But we're just celebrating what this appointment means to us as Africans, as women. And I'd like to wrap up.
Symbolic. What it means symbolically. But I just wanted to just go back a little to what Yakub said, and many people have been saying that we would like for her to be the president of Nigeria someday. But I think that also we should put into, when we say that, would she be the Okonjo-Iweala as she is, and president of this Nigeria as it is, with all the things that we do, with all the ways that we, our complexities, our ethnic, you know, our different ethnic differences, and the sort of things that we push. Because sometimes you have amazing, good, powerful leaders that find themselves in a place and it does not show. There's no impact is being made.
In my very presence, I have seen an organization take a 360 degree by just a change of leadership in my past. I have seen it. It has happened before in my own experience, and I know it's doable. You have the helmsman who's a visionary, who understands where he's going. There's a ripple effect.
Look at America.
Yeah.
Donald Trump. There were 5,000, 4,000 dying of coro every day.
Yeah.
But since Biden took over, just how many days?
Yes.
The numbers have become less. The news
It's about the leadership.
It's about
We saw Lagos when
leadership.
Babatunde Fashola was governor.
now,
There was just something about the mannerism of even our. Yeah, we saw the last mass. They were, there's just something about
just
it.
hope so.
sometimes
Yeah.
leadership just drives it. But hey,
Yeah, so
well,
I was
look
just-
at a few
I was-
tweets,
let's take
please.
it. Then we'll run off now.
Yes,
Let's take a few
Cyril
tweets.
Henry, first of all, she is a woman of good influence and credibility, and she has set a path for others to follow. Her appointment was on merit. So, being in such a position as the first woman ever as a Nigerian, she has orchestrated boundaries of billions to Nigeria to the world.
Yes, she has.
Festus Akimboewa, Nigeria will never carry last if we rise beyond our political differences and support our own.
Yes.
But why did she...
We have to run, unfortunately. That's all we can take on this. But congratulations once again to Dr. Okonjo-Iweala.
Yes.
We're definitely going to bring her on the show at some point to discuss her policy and how we can benefit as Africans from this, her new appointment. Let's go on a break. When we come back, we discuss COVID. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're going to be starting with the Honorable Commissioner for Health in Kogi State, Dr. Saka Haruna. Because welcome to the show, sir. Are you there?
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So according to NCDC, Kogi State has the lowest number of cases recorded in Nigeria with only 5. In fact, the governor of the state does not believe COVID-19 exists despite being surrounded by 9 states and the FCT, the state being the transit hub of Nigeria. So we have with us the Honorable Commissioner to tell us exactly what the magic they're doing in Kogi State. How come your cases in your state are quite low? Is it that you're not testing enough?
Thank you very much for having me this morning.
Yeah.
First, I want to correct the impression that the governor does not believe in existence of COVID-19. That is not true.
Okay.
And I don't think a firm as giant as your outfit should peddle such lies. It is not true. He has never for once implied non-existence of the disease. What he did was to ensure that we do not just look at the medical solution. In fact, he has been very scientific in his utterances about COVID-19. There are several stages of disease prevention, several levels. At primordial level, at primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary level. What the governor was saying is ensuring that the cure for the disease as being implemented by PTF, NCDC, Federal Ministry of Health, does not result to harm for the people. A situation where the cure is worse than the disease itself. That is what he was calling for. That is quaternary level of disease prevention. Your intervention should not cause harm. That's what we call disease mongering, commercialization of disease. That is exactly what is happening in the nation, and he's not happy with that. It has crippled our economy. And before 2020, Nigeria used to be classified as second largest contributor to under 5 mortality worldwide. Second largest. That is a statistics. I'm happy. I'm sad.
Sir, when you say commercialization of the disease,
interview.
What exactly do you mean? Are you saying that people are using this to collect money? Is that what? Could you please clarify what you mean by that?
This is not a new term. This is quaternary level of disease prevention. You ensure that your interventions do not cause harm to the people. don't romance disease, ensuring that the source of cure does not constitute harm to the people. That's exactly what the governor has called for. Government at all levels must ensure that this call is instituted in the country. And that is where those charged with the responsibility with the national response to COVID-19 are getting it wrong. Now we have damaged our economy. If you look at the ECHO data, you will see that Africa is currently leading the charts in terms of growth rates worldwide. So many countries, not less than 10 countries, have been classified among the countries that emerged strongly from 2020. That is an advantage to Africa, that Africa has been relatively spared against COVID-19. Should be taken as an advantage. But what we are doing in Nigeria, that advantage had already been converted to a disadvantage against us. Like I mentioned, we are already in a recessed economy. Secondly, Nigeria used to be second largest contributor to world under 5 mortality. But currently, in 2020, we overtook India. We are now the world capital of under 5 mortality.
All right, let me get a few more questions in for you, sir. Go ahead.
Using our population in 2019, Nigeria was projected from 2006 census to be 201 million. Do you know what we recorded as death mortality rate among under 5? A whopping 858,000 Nigerian children died because of this neglect for other aspects of our health sector, concentrating attention to only COVID-19 alone.
Okay.
India, with 1.3 billion population, recorded 824, which is now second highest number of deaths among the under 5.
All right, point taken,
worldwide.
sir. Let me get a few more questions in for you, sir.
So, sir, just a quick reminder of how controversial the governor of Kogi State had been on COVID. He recently talked about the vaccines as a means to spread the disease against the people, querying again the method of vaccines that were coming into the country without evidence. This was reported by Premium Times. Premium Times also reported the governor saying that it was massive testing in Kogi State that the NCDC disputed to be a false claim. He said that NCDC were allowed into Kogi State to test people everywhere, schools, markets, and all of that, and that there was no single positive case in Kogi State. The NCDC disputed that. So TVC as a station are not the ones peddling any unconfirmed rumors. These rumors have not been rebutted by you or the governor on, print media.
In addition,
anywhere.
the Punch newspaper also published that Governor Yahaya Bello of Kogi State alleges that COVID-19 is an artificial creation aimed at causing fear and panic among people. So these are.
And you also just mentioned about it being a commercial,
and and also he had a big awards show recently. That was covered on, I watched it live.
On national TV.
And most of the people there were not wearing masks.
Or social distancing.
Honorable Commissioner.
When you want me to talk, please do let me know.
Okay. All right. So let's go to, so today in Kogi State, are you testing? What are your numbers looking like? And how have you been able to overcome the increase in infections in your state? Let's start with that.
Well, I want to dispute those allegations. The governor has been very scientific in his utterances about COVID-19 control. What he does not like is the way and manner by which COVID-19 is being managed in the country. So most of what you have raised are lies peddled against Kogi State. Kogi State has been very proactive in our response to COVID-19. Even before the February 27th when the first case was discovered in Nigeria. We leverage on the existing COVID Lassa fever platform that we have in Kogi State to sensitize and create awareness among our people. And by 23rd of March 2020, we inaugurated our squadron against COVID-19 in Kogi State. During the same time, we allowed the civil servant from level 1 to 13 to work from home. These are measures taken only by Kogi. I think the earliest state was Lagos, which created this awareness around 22nd, and that of Kogi was second to Lagos on 23rd. So how come, if we have disputed the existence of COVID-19, how come we have spent so much to control the disease within the state? We're the first to procure and distribute free face masks to our people. We also procure and distributed hand-washing devices and material to the people free of charge, especially in the parts and areas where we feel the disease can easily invade the state, and those at risk of coming down with very advanced form of the infection.
That's good to know, sir. Let me go on a quick break. When I come back, we'll continue this conversation with you, sir. Let me go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we still have with us the Honorable Commissioner of Health, Kogi State, Dr. Saka Haruna. Mariam had a question for him before the break.
Yes, my question is, sometimes, things are not so clear to those from the outside, and I was just wondering that given the very low number of reported cases in Kogi State, could you tell us exactly what you're doing, almost also like an advice to other states, what they can learn from what Kogi State has done, particularly to drop this, and also let us know if it's also a problem or maybe there's a challenge concerning how they can have access to testing, if that is the case. So let's know, is this something specifically or specially that you're doing in your state that other states can learn from, or even the world can learn from? And two, if it's actually a challenge that you're struggling with and may need help with.
Thank you. I want to state categorically clear that we have a molecular lab in Kogi State, which was calibrated on 10 June 2020 and was validated and certified by NCDC. NCDC did join us in the same lab, and series of tests were carried out in the same lab. So coming out to the public to deny this is a great concern for me and should be a great concern for the nation. The NCDC team that visited Kogi and spent 4 weeks in Kogi State visited our isolation centers, and they expressed satisfaction. In fact, we were commended to have organized permanent isolation center like we have in Kogi State right now. But coming to the public to dispute that is a thing of great concern for me, because PTF is a committee set up by Mr. President. And as such, we expect high level of performance from this committee. They do not have the right to label our state a high-risk state without data, just based on political allegation. This is not true. If you look at NCDC charts, you will see that they recorded 2,611 tests as at January 2021. And yet they come to the public to inform the public that Kogi State has not carried out tests. That is the one they accepted from us. So when we discovered that they were not updating our data on the National Data Bank, we stopped that futile exercise of sending test results to them weekly. Because all they wanted to see is positive cases, which is not in existence. We cannot we cannot manufacture cases. Even the 5 they assigned to Kogi State were FCT cases, not Kogi State cases. So to me, we have done so well and we deserve commendation. We were one of the earlier states that constituted a committee saddled with the responsibility of COVID-19 control in Kogi State that we call COVID-19 Squadron. Right. We were the first state in Nigeria to procure and distribute free of charge face masks to population at risk and hand-washing devices. We converted the whole hospital to infectious disease center only to manage and attend to people who may have respiratory symptoms, so that in order to douse the tension. You can see that
so unfortunately, we have to wrap up. I mean, we're running out of time, but I have to run because I have another guest in the studio. But I have to run, unfortunately. I have a guest from the Acting Commissioner for Health, Dr. Jibayo Adeyeye, also on the phone to give us an update from Ondo State. Thank you very much, Dr. Haruna from Kogi State. We appreciate you. We're going to bring you back because we are quite concerned about Kogi, but we also understand that you have your place and you've been able to explain to us exactly what transpired and why your figures seem to be very, very low in Kogi State. But we'll come to you another time. Unfortunately, I have to wrap up on you. But I do have the Acting Commissioner right now on the phone. Good morning, sir. Are you there? Dr. Adeyeye.
Yes, good morning.
We're really worried about the 2,768 cases in your state so far. Could you give us an update on how you're managing that for, at this time?
Well, good morning. Thank you for program. We start by saying that we got the first case of COVID.
What's happening?
Hello, sir, are you there? Okay, we're having some network issues. Okay, I would have. Okay. Hello, sir. Dr. Adeyeye, are you there? Okay, so, and we've lost Dr. Haruna. Is Dr. Haruna still there by any chance? Okay, so we've lost Dr. Haruna also. Unfortunately, we have to. Well, what are your general thoughts? You're going to ask Dr. Haruna.
I was going to ask him about the vaccines because it has been reported that the governor doesn't believe in the vaccines. This is meant to kill us. So I wanted to ask if that is true, or are those two false reports? Because apparently what he's saying is all we are hearing are false.
Yeah.
All the reports we are hearing are false. So
we'd like to clarify that. Can we get Dr. Haruna back for a moment? Let's ask. I really like to get the answer to that question because, I mean, the vaccines are on their way, and Nigerians, we're trying to get messages out there and sensitize Nigerians on getting the vaccine. So we need to make sure that he's on the same page with most Nigerians. There's a party saying, don't take it, they want to kill Africans. There's another party saying, you better take it, because that's the only way you can survive. So it would be nice to hear the governor's real perspective on this. And
Dr. Haruna said earlier that the governor had been scientific in his criticisms. And, in science, when you have your criticism, it's based on your own research and facts written, contesting certain facts written to another person of science authority. So when Ayade was talking about, the Governor Ayade of Cross River was talking, because of his background, people felt little need to question it more than, and he made sure everybody in the state was maxed up, unlike in Kogi State where the governor has a degree in accountancy and an MBA. You can't use that one. And then he would then come, have videos of him speak about, the disease.
Our own governor has degree in accountancy.
No, your governor is on top of it. He's not talking loosely. So when you talk about such an infection loosely, for people like me who tested positive and saw the worst of it, and I would wonder on what basis would you say you're being scientific when you, and then the vaccine is being reeled out. You're not questioning the production of the vaccine as such. You're saying generally that is a cause to spread, you know, creating fear in minds of people like that. And, you know, so when...
Let's take a few tweets before we run off. We have a few
people
minutes.
question
Let's
and get
see,
that
people's thoughts and comments on this. We'll have to bring Dr. Adeye back again to come and share with us the numbers we're seeing in Ondo State. We have a network issue. Any tweets from YK?
Okay.
GYB, let me see, this GYB, Governor Yaya Bello, that has remained a lone voice of reason, amplifying the collective concern of the Nigerian people about our national approach to the COVID-19 pandemic. He didn't deny the existence of the virus, but strongly advocated for a more logical and organic approach to tackling the pandemic. That's Wemi Jones, and he says again, the same thing.
Any other tweets?
It's the same one, but we have tweets on the former earlier topic.
Hot topic?
Go ahead.
Yes,
Okay.
so AL.T says she's not, okay, she's PDP though. I think he's responding to someone who said she's not PDP, she's not APC, she's just a Nigerian.
Okay, this person says officially something. I see it as a way of gaining back, that's talking about Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, of gaining back our reputation. And I would love all Nigerians to know that hard work pays, and we can do great things if we start following the legal ways so we can get the international recognition that we deserve.
We still need to talk about this, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala, at some point, because it's not just her. There are lots of Nigerians doing great things. I mean, like you say, in Biden's cabinet, there are quite a bit of Nigerians. And I don't know what this translates to the youth on the streets, that young man who feels helpless. How do you think this kind of story inspires them? That I beg that.
No, it would have inspired if we had the old standard of education that they benefited from. But now, Shebi we just took now. They have to sweep hostel, park dustbin, get cleaner. Is it the same standard of education? The same sincere interest that the government had in the past to educate people that made Jakonde make it free education in the past? Is it that kind of intention that they have now, that government is deliberately negotiating back and forth with ASU, back and forth with NASU, and putting the grass to suffer, the students to suffer?
Let me just disagree a bit with you. The more you push the narrative of successful people who didn't make the money from Yahoo or politics, government politics or senator, by the time you continue to push that narrative, it will seep into the minds of people. I'll give you an example. They were interviewing my nephew on TV, on radio the other day, and you know the way he spoke. The interviewer said, "You know, Amade, I just wish you would continue talking. I don't want to even just be talking." You know, because that's a young boy who is coming from a different place, and by the time you continue to push this to the youth, there is no way one day to enter their heads now.
That they are people.
And that's why I always talk about information. Information is key.
Yeah.
You know?
I think we have to wrap up on that. We've totally run out of time.
Okay.
But so our major topics today was Dr. Okonjo-Iweala. We're still celebrating her. We're just starting. Today we're just reflecting on the appointment, but we're going to now start discussing what her policy would be, how it would benefit Africa and the rest of the world, and what kind of marks do you expect her to make? I mean, these are important conversations to have in the coming weeks. But that's all we can take on the show. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.